What's going on, everyone? So there's a lot of talk about LeBron James potentially leaving the Lakers, going to various destinations. Now, personally, I don't believe that that's going to happen. I believe that LeBron James sticks around and stays with the Lakers. I think he's going to sign a new contract. I also just think the hype of him leaving hasn't been as high as it has been in previous years. Like last go around, I felt like there was a lot more attention on like, hey, LeBron might leave the Lakers, and ultimately he ended up staying. I've seen, some ridiculous stuff like, oh, LeBron signing for a vet minimum with the, Phoenix Suns. I do not see like that would genuinely shock me. It would shock me if LeBron left the Lakers. I just think he sticks with the Lakers, but it would be even more incredibly shocking if he ended up leaving to go play with like a team like the Phoenix Suns. When if he was going to take a vet minimum, like, you could just do that with the Lakers and they could go get several pieces and maybe get right back into contention and win a championship in LA, and he doesn't even have to move, right? Like, and all his businesses, his family wants to be there. It's just I don't really see that, but I do think if LeBron were to leave, I do think that there are some rumored teams out there that do make some sense. Again, I want to, preference this by saying like I don't see it. Now, people point to certain things like, Rich Paul kind of slipping up, talk about him being a free agent. I don't think that was really a slip up. I just think that LeBron and Rich Paul are both really looking at LeBron as a free agent because they're going to opt out, which was always the plan, and sign a new contract with the Lakers. People also point to like, hey, LeBron wants nothing to do with, the coaching and all that stuff. So, it would make sense if he's leaving. Why would he want to be involved in the coaching department and, who they're trading for and stuff like that? No, I mean, or even like where it's like, oh, you need to focus building around Anthony Davis, not LeBron. Again, I don't believe that LeBron's not in on these conversations. Even Stephen A. Smith himself was like, hey, just to let you know, right? Like LeBron wants JJ Redick and wants the Lakers to draft his son and all that stuff. And I assume that he's at least hearing what's going on. But there is always the possibility, right? It's not zero. So therefore, it's a possibility. I think it's very low, but still, it could happen. And one of the teams that are heavily rumored to be a target for LeBron are the Philadelphia 76ers. And now, Philly, I think if LeBron was going to leave, I do believe Philly makes the most sense. Philly can give him a max, right? Philly also is in the hunt. Like, they just want, like, based on reports, Brandon Ingram, Paul George, Jimmy Butler, or LeBron James. Like, they want that perimeter wing that can come in, play along Maxey and Joel Embiid. But I think LeBron, out of all those guys, actually makes the most sense. LeBron still, I know he's 90 and, in year 70, but no, even at going to be age 40, even in year 22, like he's still better than all those guys. I think he would slot in and fit seamlessly alongside Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. I think it gives LeBron everything he wants, right? Like he's even talked about on like Mind the Game, right? Where he's talked about, I just don't have it anymore. Like I can't dominate, control, and he's not 27-year-old LeBron anymore. But he's still an all NBA level talent. He's still a top 10 to 12 player in the league. He just can't take over and control a game like he used to, right? He has to pick and choose his spots. But playing alongside a Tyrese Maxey and a Joel Embiid, I do think would give him that ability to kind of just, again, he kind of play the Tobias Harris role, right? He'd be able to kind of just coast and pick and choose his spots. He'd kind of get to play that like point forward role. Right? I do think that it would be a seamless fit. He gets to go back to the East, where the East, there's only really like 3 teams that you have to worry about, right? If you're Philly, like Miami's always going to be a question, but I think if you get LeBron, I think you're better than Miami. So really, I think it's like Boston and the Knicks, right? I mean, obviously, if one of these Eastern teams end up picking up a star or something, like that could change things. But as currently as it stands, no pun intended, like I think if basically all teams are essentially the same and Philly adds LeBron and then a bunch of role guys, I think Philly is bare minimum the second best team in the Eastern Conference. right? The only thing that would be a big question would be health, right? Joel Embiid hasn't really been a model for health. LeBron, right? There's questions about his health. But, and look, I'm a Laker guy, right? Many of you that watch my videos are familiar with me and as it stands Lakers and, whatnot. But if I remove my Laker bias, I do think Philly makes a world of sense for LeBron. I do think LeBron on Philly could potentially equal an NBA championship, right? If guys can stay healthy, LeBron, Maxey, and Joel Embiid would just be absolutely tough. I think you get everything that you would want if you're LeBron. You kind of get those 3 stars, which is a lot of what the Lakers are talking about, right? The Lakers are considering a third star. Now it's more so for Anthony Davis and post LeBron, but still the idea is like raise the ceiling now, get LeBron some help, right? So that way he can kind of pick and choose and just kind of stay reserved until the playoffs. And then, you have the 2 stars kind of take over during the regular season. I think Philly would get to do a lot of the same thing, right? I think LeBron could kind of just, again, kind of coast during the regular season. He's going to get his 20 plus a night, right? He's going to get his, 28 and 8, whatever he ends up averaging, right? He'll just be able to pick and choose the spots. He'll be able to coast during the regular season. And then when you get to the postseason, you'll have him. Also, LeBron would be huge for those like Joel Embiid disappearing acts, right? Because Joel Embiid does that's a real problem that's kind of plagued Joel Embiid is like him just completely disappearing at times, right? Like he'll have these games at times where they're really great, but for the most part, regular season Joel Embiid and playoff Joel Embiid have been completely different players. And I also think LeBron would take a lot of pressure off of Joel also. I think LeBron could make things easier for Joel. I think LeBron could make things easier for Tyrese Maxey. I think Maxey can kind of be their workhorse, right? Like both of those guys can kind of just use each other to kind of get through the regular season healthy. Tyrese Maxey's the guy that's just balling out and looking like a star, right? And then, that would allow LeBron and Joel Embiid to kind of just go through the motions of the season. Joel Embiid's still going to do Joel Embiid things. LeBron's still going to do LeBron things. But I think ultimately the 2 of them, I think, would complement each other nicely. If you can bring back, a Kelly Oubre, bring back some of these guys, right? Add a little depth, right? Because the problem is, like, how do you round out the rest of the roster? You really got to get some 3-and-D guys. You got to get some athletic perimeter guys. LeBron defensively is not anywhere close to what he was. He can in spots. Again, as a Laker guy, I saw many occasions this season. A great one that comes to mind is like that Clipper game where they were down 21 in the 4th. LeBron single-handedly brought them back offensively and completely shut down Kawhi Leonard. I mean, completely shut him down, right? So he still has it in him at times when he needs to, but I also saw LeBron a lot this season just looked gassed. And even in the playoffs, even in the Denver series, at times he just looked completely gassed. So, right, like that would, to me, would be the biggest question is like, can LeBron preserve himself enough to be able to kind of close and make up for the Joel Embiid bad games, right? And can he obviously again stay healthy? Joel Embiid, can he stay healthy? Can he be better? I also think LeBron, from not even just like an on-court perspective, I just also think from just like his experience, him being a vet, him being respected, him being LeBron James, I think would do wonders for Joel Embiid. I think LeBron could really kind of help Joel Embiid be a winner, right? Kind of teach him how to win. Because that's the problem. Philadelphia, they just can't get out of the second round, right? Like they're first or second round exit every year, right? So I think LeBron could kind of be that guy that helps him understand and learn what it takes to get over the hump. I think he'd do wonders for Tyrese Maxey. I think for LeBron's legacy, I don't think it would impact him or hurt him. Because again, Philly's a team that they can't get out of the first, second round every year. They haven't won a championship in 40 years or whatever it's been like. So it's they haven't even been to the finals since Allen Iverson, right? So it's like you're talking like 24 years, 23 years since, the last time Philly was even just in the finals. So it's like if LeBron went there and he did win a championship, I think that just raises his legacy even further. I think, Philadelphia would just absolutely love him. I think he helps Joel Embiid. I think he helps Tyrese Maxey. I think he helps himself. I think he'd have enough talent to go pull it off. Again, you're in the Eastern Conference, which isn't this like powerhouse that the West is, right? Like, I mean, again, like if like you look at the Lakers, 47 wins, like they would have been a playoff team this year if they were in the East, right? And you got to keep in mind that they had that record playing every Western team 4 times, right? If he's in Philly, he's going to be playing all the Eastern teams 4 times. So, I mean, Philadelphia, I think probably at worst a two seed. I think they're a top 2 seed. I think it genuinely makes a lot of sense, right? Like if LeBron were to leave the Lakers, which again, I don't believe he will, but if he were, I think Philadelphia does make the most sense. You could have made an argument Philly made the most sense when he first left and went to LA. Like LeBron didn't just go to LA just for basketball reasons. If he wanted to do that, if he just wanted to go to LA just to win championships, stack championships, that was not the best place at that time. Right? There was several teams that would have made a lot more sense. And he probably would have a couple championships more, if we're being honest. But I think now, like if you were to leave Philly, they could give you the money. I think you'd immediately be a top 2 team in the East, which means you're very, very likely to be in the NBA Finals. And, I just think it'd be the best course for all parties, except for the Lakers, obviously, because then they lose LeBron for nothing. But, again, if I'm removing my bias, I do think this makes sense. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you like the idea of LeBron in Philadelphia? Do you think he leaves the Lakers? If so, do you think he goes Philly? Do you think he goes somewhere else? Again, how do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.